Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into her side, Chief. We was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte. We just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. The vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about a half hour. Tiger, 13-footer. Now you can tell that from in the water, Chief. You can tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know is that our bomb mission was so secret, no distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list this overdue for a week. First light, Chief. Sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves in tight groups, kind of like the old infantry squares you see in the old calendars, like the Battle of Waterloo. Idea was, shark comes to the nearest man, that man, he starts to pound and holler and scream. And sometimes that shark, he go away. Sometimes that shark, he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, Chief? He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. And when he's coming at you, don't even seem to be living till he bites you. And those black eyes roll over wide, and you start to hear that terrible high-pitched scream, and the ocean turns red, and despite all your pounding and your hollering, those sharks, they all coming and they rip you to pieces. By the end of the first dawn, Chief lost 100 men. Don't know how many sharks there were, maybe 1,000. Don't know how many men they averaged, 6 an hour. Thursday morning, Chief, bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland, baseball player, bosom's mate. Well, I thought he was sleeping. I reached over to wake him up, and he bobbed up and down in the water, kind of like a top upended. Well, he been bitten in half from below the waist. Noon, 5th day, Lockheed Ventura swung in low. He spotted us, young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper here, but anyway, he spotted us, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY comes in and starts to pick us up. That was the time I was most frightened, waiting on my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So, 1,100 men went into the water. 316 men come out. Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, delivered the bomb. Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into her side, Chief. We was coming back from the island of Tinian to Leyte. Just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about a half hour. Tiger, 13-footer. Now you can tell that from when you're in the water, Chief. You can tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. What we didn't know is that our bomb mission was so secret, no distress signal had been sent. They didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief. Sharks come cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups, kind of like the old battle squares in the old calendars, like the Battle of Waterloo. See, the idea was, shark comes to the nearest man, that man, he starts to pound and holler and scream, and sometimes that shark, he'd go away. Sometimes that shark, he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eye. You know the thing about a shark? He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. And when he's coming at you, don't even seem to be living till he bites you. And those black eyes roll over wide, and you start to hear that terrible high-pitched screaming, and the Ocean turns red, and despite all your pounding and your hollering, those sharks, they all coming and they just rip you to pieces. You know, by the end of the first dawn, Chief lost 100 men. Don't know how many sharks there were, maybe 1,000. Don't know how many men they averaged, 6 an hour. Thursday morning, Chief, bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland, baseball player, bosom's mate. Well, I thought he was sleeping. I reached over to wake him up, and he bobbed up and down in the water, kind of like a top upended. Well, he had been bent in half from below the waist. Noon the fifth day, Mr. Hooper, Lockheed Ventura swung in low. He spotted us, young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper here. But anyway, he spotted us, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY comes in and starts to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting on my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So, 1,100 men went into the water. 316 men come out. Sharks took the rest, June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.